Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time y'all watch this show. It's Marquis Walker with the ThhC Podcast with SP on my shoulder, on my side. What's going on, SP?
Chilling. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm blessed, man. I'm breathing. I'm above the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Already.
Yep. We got a good episode today, man. Episode 96, King EnZee and Jhershey. We're going to be talking about JEnZee album, and we'll be breaking that down with them, and we'll also be interviewing them a bit. SP, if you picked this album, give me a little background on the artist.
So, King EnZee. I've been following him since actually a little battle rap that he kind of got into it with Rome Wise.
Okay.
And he did such an excellent job. I've been following him ever since to see him progress because he was so young. And for him to, step out like he did was impressive. So when I heard his album JEnZee, which is a play on name in itself, I figured it would be dope for us to review it.
Nah, I appreciate it, man, because if you guys don't know, we go back and forth, man. SP, we going back and forth. We try to stump each other kind of with different artists, or just good music, in general. It's usually just good music. It comes down to it, and we feed each other good music. And this is her pick, so it's a marvelous pick. She never like disappoints me anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you with your picks and stuff. So I really adore them. So the information that I have that was provided from the artists, I introduced them as well too. I'm gonna bring them in. We got King EnZee, Wick City, Salem, Massachusetts, man, coming to the stage. What's good, brother? How you doing?
Going on, y'all? What's happening, everybody?
How's everything, man?
It's going great,
I appreciate it. I got it. So your co-host and your co-worker, Jhershey, man, he put in a little bit more description and for his introduction. So we gotta talk about him. Listen, I like that, man. Check it out.
As he should, as he deserves.
Listen, we got the B-Maker. We got the B-Boy from Valley Stream, New York.
Oh shit, I didn't realize.
Curator of instrumental hip hop and dance music. Yo, I'm interested, man. This bio is dope, man. Weapons of choice. Yo, the producer's gonna love this one. Weapons of choice.
Definitely will.
Is it Machine MK3, the SP404, and is it Michael Korg? Am I saying those right?
Yeah, we got it.
All right, then you got the lover of black culture, video games, and Marvel comics. We accept them all on here. You are blessed. We are blessed with your presence. What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
Chilling, man. Just glad to be here. Shout out to y'all, man. Love the show.
Yeah, I mean, it's great.
We appreciate it. SP, we gotta get right to it. We gotta get right to it. It's Friday. I don't know if you guys are gonna have to join in the show. We usually, before we interview the guests, we talk about new releases. I don't know if SP, she usually never listens to new music, but SP, you listen to anything new this Friday?
Nope.
I see. I told you. So real quick, I'm just gonna go through. I don't know if you guys listen to new music. Do you guys listen to new music when it comes out besides yourselves?
Yeah, hell yeah.
You guys listen to anything below here? I got a array of palettes. I always say, is that Love? Is that the way he says his name? Is it Love or Love? All or Nothing. He put out an album. He's a singer. Jay Worthy and Harry Fraud got an album together called You Take the Credit. Yeah, We'll Take the Check.
I saw that. I haven't been able to get to it yet, but I saw that.
It's pretty smooth, man. It's pretty smooth. Number 3, The Cleaver. And
shout out to Cleaver.
Shout out to Cleaver. And Skip the Kid. Skip the Kid producer.
Word, Skip the Kid is the homie. That's the homie.
They got a joint called Jules Infinite. It's on Bandcamp right now. Go support. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely got to peep that.
Shout out.
You got to support, man.
Shout out Cleaver and Skip the Kid. Shout out them.
Number 4, Big Mother and Fly Anakin, Mother Maleficent. You know, I got to get into that one. I like Fly Anakin. I know SP does too. I didn't get to that yet. Number 5, Blue and Spanish Ran. Blue is a dope MC, and Spanish Ran's a dope producer. So
that collab sounds crazy.
They got Once in the Blue. Then y'all know who Blue or Spanish Ran is or no?
Yeah,
I know Blue. Yeah.
Okay.
I've definitely heard some Spanish Rain before. I want to hear that.
Yeah, it's just the you guys that appreciate producers and MCs usually I promote because I try to like give everybody shine, man, give everybody some love. Just like I said, man, SP we follow good music, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Number 6, Calvin Harris, Funk Wave Bounces, Volume 2.
I'm very curious to hear that. I gotta hear that. I didn't even know Calvin Harris dropped some shit.
Yeah, he dropped something. And number 7, Black G's ThhC presents the 50 clip. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are a fan of Black G's. He's down with 38 Special, the Trust Gang.
Oh, word, okay.
And he puts out this single. I thought it was first. I thought it was an album because it's on the album. It's the song's like I don't know 31 minutes. The beat fire, and he got like. I'm guessing 50 MCs on it. It's
word. One of those.
38 on it. A couple, Trust Gangs on it, and then like it's like all these other fantastic MCs I never heard of.
Word.
You go check out this stuff. But we're gonna get right to the music. SP, you want to talk about any of this real quick? SP, she is. Okay, maybe she. Okay. Right. Let's get it. We gotta stop the show without her. All right, so like I said again, guys, welcome. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming to the ThhC podcast, episode 96, man. 96, man. That was a good year for hip hop. That was a good year for hip hop.
That's a fact.
Well, y'all born 96.
I was 2.
No, I wasn't here yet.
But I love that year though. That's a fire year for hip hop though.
I'm here in the perfect era. I get to appreciate all that shit, and I also get to see what the future holds. It's great.
Yo, you right. That's dope, yo, that you get to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, but 96, man. This episode means something, man. So go check out those MCs in 96, those albums when y'all get off the show. You know what I'm saying? But we talking about. Am I saying your name right? King EnZee. Okay, all right. Because I forgot to ask you that prior. But King EnZee and Jhershey, JEnZee. Explain the album cover and explain the title first before we get into anything.
So, with the title with JEnZee, and over time, so originally when I made the album title, the plan was for it to be called JEnZee. Like that was how I was saying it in my head. But people like Jay was one of the first people to tell me like, yeah, like the JEnZee, like that's really cool. That's a really cool flip. And it's so kind of crazy how that happened organically. Like it just worked so perfectly with everything that we were doing. We were building an album that was, it was us. It was me doing all the raps, and other than Rello on one track who smoked it, and then Hirsch doing all of the beats. And it's me, bro. Like I'm a younger dude. Like I'm 19. This is my statement that I wanted to make to the game, like in my way. Like I wanted to prove that I could do something like lyrical. I could balance that, but I could also try and make some songs. Like in the end, verses are what I do. So a lot of the albums verses, but I really did spend a lot more time on this one, focusing on all that. But as far as the title goes, it's kind of funny how that happened because, like it's just one of those things where it kind of just worked out. Like I feel like a lot of stuff that happened with the project, it just worked out. Like everything found its way in the end. And I mean, with the cover, it's kind of the same way because with the cover, we didn't really have it. I mean, the cover was pretty much a collaborative process, essentially. I mean, Jay can kind of speak to where the beginning of the cover came from.
Word, yeah. At first, we really didn't have anything, and then, but like one thing me and EnZee got in common, it was in my bio, is that we're both Marvel fans.
Yeah.
So, the character on the cover is the Living Tribunal, which is the second, like, he's basically God of the whole Marvel universe, like right below God. Yeah,
he's bigger than Magneto on them. He got
Hell
more power. He's like,
he could look. He could.
What's the scale? He's 110. They do a scale with Marvel characters, right? He's the highest.
Yeah. He's like right below the one above all.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What about Phoenix?
He's above that.
So the Living Tribunal.
It's like above all that.
The Living Tribunal is, like Hirsch said, it's the I don't know, it changes a lot because it's comic books, but it's the second strongest like entity in the Marvel universe. Essentially, the Living Tribunal is a tribunal, which is like a court of law, and its role in the universe is that it holds the other gods of the universe accountable.
Word.
So like it has to have the power to be able to, handle other gods, essentially, because it judges them, it keeps them in check. And I mean, the Living Tribunal, it has a lot of, other symbolism behind it. But I mean, ultimately it came down to character design. I mean, it's always popped out to me as a character. The three heads are so fire. Like there's one head that's like a full.
Sorry, somebody. So you gotta be one of your boys, man. Who's Chad Frazier, man? Chad Frazier, man. This dude's what's going on? What's up? Shout out to Fabio.
Shout out Fabio. Shout out.
And then Chad Frazier. I watched that.
That's my guy, man.
I figured that. That's all.
You show support in his way.
Exactly. The hood way. I'm sorry. You got cut off. I'm sorry, man. What was it? The cover?
Yeah.
The cover.
That cover. The character design was, I mean, we wanted some, I mean, like we both wanted something that would pop. We wanted something that people would see, like, scrolling on whatever, or like see it when they see it in covers or anything like that. Like we wanted you to like look at it and look at the cover first and be like, that's a dope piece of work. I mean, automatically I have to shout out the actual artist who did it, Sleepless in Flatland, who is on Twitter with the same at Sleepless in Flatland, and he makes some of the dopest art that I've ever seen. He does it. That is actually a painting. Like that is a full painting. It's not digital art at all. He did it on a canvas, and that's a very high resolution picture.
What?
Yeah, that's a painting. Like he painted that for us. It's
that's dope, man. Shout out to artists, man. I'm an artist myself, so I know I'm shouting out the artist, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm playing, man.
Yeah. It's a dope character, and like I feel like not to cut you off, EnZee, but I feel like he's King EnZee, and then I had a beat tape series called Godly. So I mean, this is just for me, but like I was looking at it like, we got to go for like a God being character, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone that rules over the universe.
You gotta go big, baby. You gotta go big. So if you guys don't know the premise of the show, man, we break down the album song by song, man. So I'm gonna do the intro. SP is gonna go second. I don't if Jay Hirsch, if you can do second because you're the producer, and then we can have the MC explain, whatever. And you can talk about whatever you want with the song. It's not like you gotta say something. It could be whatever brings it, whatever that to you. It could be a story, it could be anything, you know what I'm saying? So SP, you ready? My queen. SP, you there?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. I'm like, is she there? All right, let's go, man. King EnZee, Jhershey, JEnZee, sorry, came out May 6th, 2022. It's about 21 minutes and 7 seconds, man. Let's get into it. Number one, Both Eyes Open. Now, King EnZee had me at see mothers crying at the hospital. You hope that it's birth. Like when I say you had me at that, I mean it's like that was just the first verse, I think, and that was just the ending of the punchline, and I'm like, wow, that's amazing. And I just just for you to say something like that, this production takes off this planet just to start off the record. Just the production just is crisp. It takes me off the planet.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And so SP, number one, Both Eyes Open, and then JEnZee and then EnZee. You talk about the song as well. And speak.
So when I heard the first song, I was like, he has come a long way from 2 years ago when I first met him. I'm like, the wordplay is strong. I was just so impressed, which is why that first song is why we're doing this album. I didn't even go any further before I was like, we got to do this album.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
I believe her though.
Yeah, I love this. I love that song. That song drew me in mostly because I love it when artists are able to express some of their vulnerabilities, and he was able to do that in that song and kind of introduce us to who he is.
Great explanation, JEnZee. So number one, Both Eyes Open. Where were you at with that song, that track? What do you want to talk about that track?
Honestly, first thing that comes to mind for me is when I made that beat. That's a beat that I made with the synthesizer, the microchord. So for me, I'm a very sample heavy producer. If you listen to my beat tapes, there's a lot of samples. So I'm always proud when I can make a beat that doesn't have samples and it's dope. Because sometimes you make a beat with no samples, it just sounds crazy. Like all those memes are like the RZA meme. Like that's what it sounds like. Yeah, that's what I use. That honestly, like, I got shit in the vault nobody will ever hear. Sounds completely trash, but that was one of those beats.
You never know, man.
No, that's facts. That's facts.
The trap rappers might use it for something. So they might. You never know, dog. I'm just saying. Go ahead, man.
That's a fact. But like, but yeah, that beat, I was like, when I finished it, I was like, oh, this is clean. This is clean, and it was trippy. Like, you know, I like a psychedelic vibe, so it was cool. You know, it was definitely I liked it. You know, and then EnZee killed it. That's pretty much the story with every beat, really. Like they were beats I had,
Yeah.
and you know, he killed it. Like
and then EnZee killed it.
EnZee killed it. I knew he was gonna kill it. Like
you know, I knew I had a job to do. Like I knew, you know, like. A lot of rappers will say this, but like, you know, I definitely felt it making this. Like there's a certain pressure that comes with getting really fire beats that like are fire.
Yep.
It's like, okay, the beat is great, that's undeniable. Mm-hmm. So now it's like it's entirely your job now. It's in your hands now because the beat is, you know, like the foundation is laid. So now it's just time to build, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's on me to do that aspect. And there's a lot of pressure that comes with that. I mean, this song being the intro is fitting because it was the first song that I wrote for this, like, project, really. I knew it was what motivated me to keep going because this was a difficult project to make.
Right.
I mean, this project took a long time. I mean, how long would you say, Jay? Be completely honest. When was the first time that I hit you and like, yo, I want to do this project? Like, when was the first time?
I think it was like 2020.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a while, yeah.
But you were still working because I went back to some of your past work with JEnZee. You guys, you know, because I had questions about some of the past work too. You guys are working continuously, and you were just choosing to put out certain projects, and you were just working on this longer. Is that what it was?
What it really was, like, in all honesty, was I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Like, for a lot of, it was my first time ever building. The only thing I knew was that I wanted to make a full project. And then I made an EP, and I liked it a lot. But I mean, I knew I could improve, and I knew I really liked Jhershey's beats. I'd also done a 2-song EP with him earlier, and I knew at that moment it kind of clicked. I was like, okay, I know that me and Hersh, we have kind of a rapport as far as the music shit. I was like, let's just go for it. Like, I hit him, I was like, you know, like I knew I wanted to do one producer. I like the one producer. I think it makes the project cohesive. I'm not saying like I'm married to that, but that's I like being one producer, so I knew I wanted to do that for my first project. And I mean, when I hit Jay, and he told me it was all good, like it was good to go. I was like, all right, bet. I knew it was time to go, but that was all I knew. You know what I mean? Like that was all I knew that I wanted to do, and I had no other ideas. So I mean, that threw me off. I was not prepared for that because I didn't actually think about that part. I didn't think about actually making the project. It's weird. I only thought about like what I wanted to do and then where it was going to end up, but I did not think about anything in the middle. I didn't think about the process or anything like that. So I mean, that hit me in the face. I wrote a lot, like I had stuff written, but none of it felt right. None of it didn't feel cohesive. I couldn't find my pocket on beats that I knew were fire. I knew the beats weren't the issue. I was like, what's going on with me? I stopped writing for a little bit. I took some time. I stopped listening to music for a little bit. I mean, I had to find different inspirations, and that's part of why it took so long. Like in 6 months, I probably really wasn't doing much. And then I don't know. I kind of started to get back into it. Like after a break, I found other creative inspirations. I took some time doing some other shit. And I fell back into it pretty quickly. Like the intro came probably right when I came out of that slump. Like that was when I knew that intro. That was when I knew I was out
back.
of it.
You're like, I'm back.
I was like, okay, we have something here. And I kept going from there. And it's kind of like the album order changed, but I'll be honest, there weren't a lot of throwaway songs. I don't even think there were any. Like when I made a song, like when I wrote a song, I had a lot written. Like I said, when I recorded something, I knew that was what it was. I knew that was what it was before it even happened. And it just worked like that. And I don't know. Maybe I threw away something that would have been the greatest song on there. I don't know. But what I do know is that everything that is on there, I mean, that is genuinely like everything that I put forth for like recording and all the time spent, like that was my best work. I really feel that way. Out of everything that I did in that time frame, that was my best work, and I only wanted to put out my best work. I knew that like if I was going to take so long, the last time I dropped was in 2020. I maybe dropped like one song at the very beginning of 2021. I knew that I had to come back with something that's undeniably good. At the very undeniably great, really. Like I couldn't settle for anything less. That's what I needed, and honestly, I do feel like I achieved that 100%.
Man, I love the confidence in the young artists, but I be like, yo, give me some of that energy. I be trying to like steal it like the album cover, steal your energy, your power or something. Number 2, right? New car smell. This thing on was that Hurricane G clip at the end talking about yo red man. So this track right here, great production, love production. I know what to say. Jhershey, you are a great producer. Where have you been, man? So like I like just finding this new, unshaped music talent, man. Like, and I hear stuff like this. That's why I appreciate people like SP, man, that bring me good music. SP. Number 2, just the track. What do you think about number 2, new car smell? You in the car? SP, you there? Tell me she took off. SP.
She said, "Give me a second."
Oh, okay. Jhershey, let's talk about
into it.
Yeah.
That beat, that was the last beat that made it to the project because EnZee said, we should just throw on like an interlude instrumental joint, and I was completely with that because I love that. I'm a producer, so I love that shit in rap albums. So there's
he's looking out for the producer, like back in the day when hip hop. That's what they did. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, this dude, y'all so young to be, y'all must study the culture because you're you're incorporating it in your music.
That's a fact. And like with that beat, that kind of I'm not gonna lie, I just say it like, the underground scene right now. It's a lot of drumless beats.
Yeah.
And with this project, EnZee he picked like my hardest beats with drums. And I love that because I feel like we need more of that. But for that beat, it was kind of, for me, it was kind of like, yo, I'm gonna show y'all I could do that easily. So that's what it was. To be honest, sound effects, chops. It sounds like a loop, but it's a chop. and then it sounds seamless. And I'm talking my shit now, but got the Marvel, got the Marvel skits in there with the effects on it. I personally do love that beat a lot. That beat is dope. That shit was hard.
So EnZee, man, what you thought about that beat, man? That beat, that was your idea to be like, yo, let's do an interlude. Fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah, so it kind of came from a couple places. So one, obviously, I knew from the jump that I wanted an instrumental, because Jhershey is one of the illest producers that I've ever heard in my life, and it's an honor for me to be able to work with him. I want you to hear me say that, Jay. Like, it's an honor.
I appreciate that.
I feel like it's an honor that I've been able to work with you, and man. I feel like this production really elevated this project and brought it to the level that I feel it is at. Like, I don't think it could have been done with any other producer. And when it comes to this track specifically, I knew that I wanted to beat on it, but what was specific about the beat was that I wanted the beat. I kind of liked the idea of it being in the middle of the track list. I would have been cool with an intro beat or an outro beat. I mean, really anywhere, but I like the idea of it somewhere in the track list. It reminded me kind of like I remember the first time I listened to Mad Villainy and I heard like track 5 or whatever, and I was like, "That's fire!" Like, what? This is instrumental, like in the middle of the track list. I was like, I don't know why, like, because it's small. You feel me? Like, it's one of those small things. But I always really liked it. I was like, I want that because I want you to like, because I feel like there is an audience of hip hop that like doesn't really listen to instrumentals or like feels like they only want to listen to raps and like raps over beats, and it's like I don't want that, especially because Jay, he's been doing beat tapes for for a long time. He has a lot of them and they're all amazing. So it's like a lot of beat tapes, like they don't need rappers, they don't need us. But like the fact that we are able to do that, like we're able to use them to also like better our songs, I mean, it's the best shit in the world. I mean, it's hip hop. Beautiful.
You're absolutely right. Because I was one of my questions to Jhershey, because I was gonna ask him, does he because I was gonna ask him if he likes to is he going to release a beat tape from this, or is that something he does or you do, or do you just like do beat tapes and those are separate, and then like some of the MC that's separate. You never release the music instruments too, because some MCs be like, oh, I want to hear these I want to rap off these beats. Like,
facts. I mean, I got 15 or 16 beat tapes out right now.
Yeah.
A couple, not even a couple. Most of the beats from this project are from some of those tapes. Like my last, 2 tapes ago, the Godly series that I talked about earlier. That's a series of beat tapes I had. A lot of the beats from this album were from that album, which kind of goes back to the whole idea in my head of like, we should get a Godly type character because you got a lot of the beats from the Godly beat tapes.
Oh, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I think the only beat that isn't is the one that is I not on it.
I is on Global Warning.
Oh no, but I was saying like I think the only beat that isn't on a beat tape of yours that's
Noon.
The loop, right? The second one.
Yeah, but also Summer Solstice. That beat is that's an exclusive. It's like
anywhere. Oh, all right.
They're about to leak something now.
But I was just like, because everything else, I was like,
most of them are from tapes.
Like I wanted to really like curate. Like Jay would send me a lot, and I would write to it, and I would see if it like in my head I would work out if it worked or not. But like I really like. I'm just very picky with my beats.
And you chose like I think you chose the perfect ones for this album. Like absolutely.
100%. I mean, that's just how it had to be. Like, the ability to sift through all those beats at different times and pick them. I mean, that's my process. That's how I like to do it, and it worked perfectly. Like Jay, it just worked for this project. Like Jay really helped, like in that aspect, because a lot of producers won't do that. Like they won't just let you kind of like chill. Like that's one thing that I was really appreciative about. Like it's not a good habit. I wouldn't recommend any rapper do it, but like, or anybody really, if you're trying to get off the ground, like, don't chill, like, keep going. But I mean, like, the fact that we were able to do that, you know, like, regardless of what should have been, the fact that the circumstances were what they were, and we were able to make them work to make this project happen. I mean, it's great.
Word.
Nah, that's dope, man. Let's go to number 3. SP, you there? I don't want to move on just in case. Let's go to number 3. Titan, man. This is a big record right here. I like this record right here, man.
Word.
He said he was waiting for Kendrick to release first.
Yeah.
Yo, almost spit water out now. I don't know what I had in my mouth. But besides the fuck Paul Pierce bar, this MC is he's banging. He's banging on the mic, man. I want to use that because you used it. He's banging on the mic, and he's off these incredible tracks. So that's my breakdown of Titan, man. I like this record, man. Stands out. It's dope. Not like everything else doesn't stand out, but this one, you know, certain ones you just boom. That one just stands out. SP, are you there to explain number 3, or should I go to J Hirsch? J Hirsch, let's go to number 3, Titan. What's going on with that track?
Word, that track is actually my pinned tweet right now. Pretty sure. You go to my Twitter. It's me doing that beat like in the same spot. Yeah, that's my pinned tweet. That beat. Oh no, I don't want to give that away. But you know, it's a sample. I was about to say I'm not saying that. I'm not gonna say it.
No,
but
on the show,
it is a person that I definitely love to flip, legend. And when I heard, not even when I heard the sample, but when I chopped it up and put this effect on it.
Tell me offline.
It just sounded crazy. Yeah, I'll tell you offline. But it sounded crazy. Like when I put that effect on it, and then the drums. The drums remind me of Soundboy Burial by Smith & Wesson.
Soundboy,
yeah, like those drums are crazy.
Yep.
So I was trying to get a vibe. I mean, I wasn't trying to, but once I made it, I was like, oh, this reminds me of that, which is dope because I love that. So yeah, that beat was just hard, like, and it definitely gave me that. I don't know. I'm floating through space. I do that beat a lot when I do beat shows. People always love that beat. So, yeah.
Yo, EnZee, come on, man. You went bananas on this track, man. Not like you don't go bananas on every track. What's up with this track right here, man?
Yeah, this to me was the proof of joint. I mean, I know a lot of people feel like that it was kind of the intro, but I felt like this was the one where I was like, nah, I'm okay. Right now that people can't really fuck with me. Like I always knew they couldn't really, but like right now, like
put the foot on their neck.
I wanted people to really hear that and be like, deep in their soul, they can say whatever they want to say to me. But when they hear that track, they know what it is, and that's what that track is. Right. And also that's why Bane is on the end. That's a big track. I mean, that's villain energy right there. Like I want people to know that it's not sweet. Like not to rap and hip hop. I'm a nice dude. I'm not.
Oh, of course, you look like a teddy bear if you don't mind me saying that, man. Big old teddy bear.
When it comes to that, there's not a single person that wants smoke, like not one. Not one.
Yo, honestly,
I love it, baby.
That's a control, but honestly,
he already welcomed himself to the cipher, to the battles that we do on Saturday. I'm gonna say I'm gonna include myself now on the hip hop Twitter space. In space, if they do something, there's some MC.
I've been in there. I've been in
there. You have Patty Honcho, know it all.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, you gotta rap, you gotta battle, man. You know what I'm saying? Up in there. There's some good MCs out there, man. I want to see this. I love that. I love it, baby.
Just to add to that, I agree because that when I should have said that when I made the beat, it was the same energy for me. It was like I feel like, I mean, I don't feel like I'm slept on, but I feel like EnZee in a way like people will not try to give you props. And people told me that after we dropped this album, they're like, "Yo, I didn't even want to say nothing, but this shit is dead ass hard."
Yeah,
like,
you can smoke.
Dudes that literally say that, bro.
Like, any of these underground producers, you can smoke, bro. Stop it. Like,
I know that.
Battle, we can do a beat battle. I know you got it.
He can do the beat battle. He can go against a couple people too. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, bro.
He go get a couple producers.
I'm surrounded by killers, man. No, I mean,
it's gonna sharpen his sword. It's gonna sharpen his sword, just like you. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a b-boy, man. I bet anybody, but like I'm surrounded by killers, man. You know, so
yo, I gotta see. You got anything filmed or that you did some b-boying? You got anything on film that you?
Oh yeah, I did.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you should have sent it to me, Duff. I knew that. I was a b-boy. I was a breakdancer too. I did all that stuff too back in the day.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, you know what I mean? You want battle. You just got, you know what I mean? Yeah. SB, you back? Oh, man, let's go. All right, let's go to number 4. The Smoke Joint featuring Kingdoughmane. Track feels like it's packed with ThC and Cheech and Chong put together, man. Mr. I gotta say, Mr. EnZee, man, is married to these beats. He's married to these beats. The way you intertwine with JHershey's sound, you guys are incredible. Kingdoughmane match blunts with King EnZee on this joint. So it was a great song, man. I like the record. JHersh, where are you going with this track right here, number 4?
First and foremost, I definitely want to point out, because I just remembered, that's another beat that's actually not on any tape. That was actually a beat that I wouldn't call it a throwaway beat, but it was a beat that I just didn't decide to put on a tape. I was like, okay, you know, it's kind of like it was a smoky trap vibe, you know, but I didn't really want to. I don't know. I guess it didn't fit whatever tape I was putting out at the time. Mm-hmm. But it was just crazy because I did send it to EnZee when I made it, and I low-key, because he said it took us 2 years, so I low-key forgot about it, and then he just sent me the song with him and Rello. Oh, that's our guy, Kingdoughmane. He just sent me the song with both of them on it already. I was like, oh shit, this shit is fire. Like,
is this Kingdoughmane right here?
Yeah. Oh no. That's
I'm about to say Daniel Keys. I'm gonna say it is.
Shout out to you, but shout out to
But shout out to Daniel Keys.
I was about to say, shout out Daniel too, though.
I'm like, is that him? I saw a new comment, so I put it up.
Appreciate that.
He said it's an incredible project, dope beats, and the rhymes were beast mode. Shout out to Daniel Keys. Welcome to the ThhC podcast, brother. You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
All right, so I'm sorry. What was you guys on this? JHersh, we cut you off a little bit.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, that was like I sent it to him. I low-key forgot about it. Like I remember the beat, but I forgot that I sent him the beat, and then I didn't put on the beat tape. So now it's like completely out of sight, out of mind. Like, but then he just sent me the song like a year later with him and Kingdoughmane already on it, and I was like, oh shit, this shit is fire. It low-key had me like, it was one of those things where he sent it to me. I was like, damn, I probably should have put that on. I'd be this fire. But at the same time, it was like, that's dope because you got an exclusive right there, you know? Yeah. So
EnZee, what's going on? Number 4, man, the Smoke Joint.
Yeah, I mean, with that one, you know, I mean, shit, kind of self-explanatory, isn't it?
It's a smoke record, man. I wish I could sparkle with you. I got the weed over there, man. But you know, I get it. That's the after-hour show. I got
smoking weed is an important part of my life. It's an important part of any rap. I feel like, well, not any, because you know, some sober rappers.
Yeah, a lot of rappers don't smoke.
Sober rappers for sure, but
this is an important part of your breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Like cereal, cereal.
For me, it's important if this album is gonna be about me, you know, because you know, any song is about the artist that made it.
Right.
You know, I needed to make sure that at least one song made it very clear how much I love smoking weed. I mean, that was very important. And I knew, and also it worked because I love that beat. I knew it was kind of a smoke song type beat. I knew I wanted to get Rello on this project. Originally, the plan was no features, but what I figured out was I was cool with one feature. Well, I was cool with 2 features, but one feature was from somebody who is annoying and I couldn't get it from him. And the other one was Rello. So I was able to get it from Rello. And I mean, shit worked out perfectly. And I mean, the song came out. I mean, because I don't remember exact. Because I know I had sent him the beat with no verse and was like, I want to do a smoke song on this, and here's when you start. But I think I sent my verse first, and then he sent it back. I don't remember how it worked, but I mean that's a lot of time how me and Rel will work. Like, because we have a couple songs together, some in the tuck, and it's like we will just kind of write without even hearing like the other part of the verse, because I like that kind of like, I don't know, it just kind of works. Like that's how we've kind of always done it. But for that one specifically, we were more direct because I wanted to, especially for this project, like I wanted everything to kind of have a purpose and a place. So, and I knew that Rel would fit that vibe, like for the Smoke song. I mean, I feel like, because, Rel is from Texas. I feel like that beat is very Texas.
Yeah, facts. That shit was damn near made for him.
Yeah,
Daniel Keys, man, you could put him on the track too, man. He said, "Word up, smoking a drink right now. He's chilling. You might be on part 2. Daniel Keys, give me your number, man."
And real quick, shout out Kingdoughmane. He has a song on my last. I just want to shout that out. He has a song on my last project, De La Jota. We have a song called. I have a song. It's a beat tape. It's an instrumental project. I have a song called "Strange Vibration." He's featured on it. So anybody that's listening, if you fuck with Kingdoughame's verse, listen to that song too. That shit's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and also just for anybody watching,
keep your eyes open. Definitely keep your eyes open. That's all I'm saying.
If you fuck with Kingdoughame's verse on that project, he got an album. We dropped our albums very close to each other. He got a project out too called Lost in Austin. It's amazing. It's one of the best projects that dropped this year. So I'll keep it too for anybody that really fuck with that verse.
Yeah.
And Jay Hirsch, man, don't ever apologize for promoting, man. That's one of the big things I always talk about.
That's fair.
Just promote, and whenever you can, you don't have to wait to the end of the show. If you feeling, you feeling, you want to shout out your the people that did your toes, man. Shout them out.
That's real. That's real.
Oh, you got the king over. Right. I'm just joking around, but you know what I'm saying.
No, you're right. Like I actually kind of had not epiphany, but I definitely realized that a lot more when I actually just dropped this last project. And Tyler, the creator, had this video where he was talking about, I'm still promoting my project from last year. And like, that really stuck with me. I was like, you're absolutely right. Like, you really just got to keep promoting your shit. Like, no one could take that away from you.
No, you do. You got to promote your stuff. Even if you're signed, you know what I'm saying? Like, you use social media for the album. Like, come on, man. Like,
that's a fact,
that's what they doing. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Stop playing, man. Let's go to track 5, journal entry number 2, man. Any artist that shares. Oh, my bad. You said so. You said something?
No, I'm just reacting to to you saying that.
Oh, okay. Number 5, journal entry number 2. Any artist that shares more of them should be praised. I'm enjoying his pen to pad to both techniques over these awesome tracks, man. Like I just, it just. You guys got that vibe, and I don't want to jump to conclusion to say the Premier and Guru vibe, but y'all got some type of connection with y'all music already, and y'all probably know that. Y'all know that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So Jay Hirsch, what's going on, man? Let's talk about this.
With journal entry,
yeah.
So that beat is really ill to me because it came from a battle. So I was doing a beat battle in Brooklyn, and the way that battle worked was they gave us a sample, and they gave us a sample like the night before, and we had to flip it. Well, actually, I got it the night before. I was a last minute replacement for somebody else, and they it's just I've heard you type of thing, And they gave us a sample, so it's like 1 a.m, and it was just crazy sample, like just all over, like not crazy as in how the fuck am I gonna flip this like that. And I'm just like trying a bunch of shit. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? But I don't really know what I did, to be honest. I just made it work. and like when it was over, I was like, I did something. Like it was one of those moments. Like I played it at the end. I was like, oh, I think I just did something. This shit is kind of hard.
Yeah.
I did it in the battle. And then I sent that to. I think that was another beat I had put on Twitter. Like I made a video with it, and I believe EnZee saw it, and he was like. It was either he saw it or I sent it to him. I think I just heard him on it. And and then he just I knew he was gonna kill that one. I was like, oh nah, this is like got your name written all over it. Like
I'm guessing like when you put a beat on, if he's maybe he might say he's a closer friend to you than anybody else. If he hears that beat, he might call you and be like, yo, man, take that beat off, I want it.
Nah, that's like
I'm saying good.
Between I definitely want to shout out my man's my man AWOL, the mind writer. We got a project. We have an album that we did last year, Sega AM2. So he's another artist that I sent beats to. So I remember there was a couple beats EnZee wanted, he had already, and EnZee was like, "Damn, fuck this dude." And I'm making the album with EnZee. AWOL's like, "Yo, fuck that guy," you know what I mean? But like, we all cool though, you know what I mean? Like, so
I'm getting jealous. I'm getting jealous because I know this love's not for me, man. But who's bringing the W?
That's That's my girl right there.
I was gonna say, man, I ain't getting no love. I know it ain't for me, man. I don't know, Brina, man. What's up? What's my love at, man? Know what I'm saying? No. You know what's up? So what's going on with the bars, EnZee, man, on that one, man?
Yeah, I mean,
and where's number one at? I couldn't find number one too.
So number one's on my SoundCloud. Number one's on my
SoundCloud. Oh, see,
and that shit is hard.
Yeah,
a lot of people have not heard that because it's on SoundCloud, but that shit is hard.
I was searching for, but I didn't think SoundCloud. I was on Tidal.
That's why it was so dope. Like when you showed me it was called Journal Entry number 2, I was like, yo, that's fire. I was like, that's sick because people gonna be like, damn, where that first one at? It's like the Shook Ones Part 2 effect. Like,
yeah, that's what I did. I'm like, what the hell?
Like, yeah, like that's hard. When you told me that, I was like, that's perfect.
Yeah, no, because that's just what it felt like. Like that, that song, I promise you, took like 45 minutes to write. It was like it came out. It was almost like therapy. Like it just, it felt right. It just, I knew immediately it was gonna be amazing. Like, you know, I don't want to sound conceited, but I just knew. Like it's my favorite song on the project. I might say that 1 or 2 more times, but but like to me, that's my favorite song on the project. That shit, I mean that was like, to me, that is the best general song on the project, and it's also, I mean, it's one of the best beats I've heard just in general. Like I actually don't remember if I heard it from like a Twitter video or if you sent it either. But
I think I sent it. I think about it.
I'm pretty sure you sent it because I remember like playing it on my speaker. I played it like 7 times in a row, and like that's when you know that the beat is like
yeah, you're like,
hey, that shit is
you're like, this is it. Right?
Like, so I mean, I started writing. I think I started writing like pretty soon. Like when I heard it, it kind of came pretty close. It all kind of, and then like I knew that I wanted to add more melodic shit on this project.
Mm-hmm.
Not too much. Because I don't know if it really fit. Like I don't know if the like as much melodic shit as I wanted would have fit the vibe of this project. But I knew that I wanted to incorporate some of it. So this felt like the perfect song to do it, just cause like I think the beat worked for it, and like it fit in with the verses and like the refrain that I wrote in the beginning. Like it was just the first thing that came out. Like it was almost like it was kind of like a freestyle, like most of it, and then like I kind of like filled in the blanks of whatever I wanted to finish. But that song specifically was, yeah. I mean that was. I would say like when I wrote that song, it was probably like halfway through the process. That was when I knew that like I kind of had a pretty decent idea of what this project was going to sound like sonically, as well as like what else I was missing. You know what I mean? Like I feel like this was really the piece that like set most things in motion, because it's also this is also the track when I first thought about. It's funny because no skit actually ever ended up on that song, but like this is the first track that I ever kind of thought about. What else do I want to put on this project other than music? Because it's like I knew that like I kind of wanted to do a little bit more with it other than just drop a group of songs together, because it's like I've done that before. So I wanted to do a little bit more, and I wanted to add something to it. And what was pretty much happening at the time was like I was really getting back into comic books again, which is where like this inspiration for the project came from. I've said it before, but the reading comic books actually was like part of the inspiration for how I like got out of my slump to start writing again. Like, I don't know, something about just reading stories. Like, I feel like a lot of art is like really transferable in that way, where like you can really gain inspiration from anything, because most artists go through the same thing. And it's like the way that those stories were structured, and like the way that it kind of goes from like one thing to the next. Like the comic books, like a single comic issue is a lot like a song in a way. It's like you have like your song, like a 20-page comic issue, and then you have your album or EP, which is like your like volume or like your book, and it's like it all connects when the story is told together, but like each individual comic is going to be different. So like same place for the song, and it's like the way that I was able to conceptualize that in my mind, however it worked, I mean it helped me think about the project in a more like efficient way. I wasn't thinking about it so personally anymore. I was thinking about it like, okay, I really want to put this out. So like, how can I now go about doing that?
So it's like more cohesive way you put this out.
Yeah, exactly.
And the other albums you just threw out hot records and stuff like that. I mean, and a lot of people do that. You know what I'm saying? This you know, it just explains that you're an artist. Sometimes you just want to like put dope stuff out.
Pardon me, real quick. I just gotta go do something. I just gotta go do something real quick. But I'm coming right back. Like 5 seconds.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. No, but sometimes artists, you know what I'm saying, they have that you know what I'm saying, that passion to do something cohesive, to do a project, to do something like maybe that something meaningful. Maybe their parents passed or something, and it's a personal album. It could be anything, you know what I mean? Things of that nature. And then sometimes you just want to throw out some hot shit. Now, just we'll wait for him. But I got a question. You was talking about comic books. I just got into the I watched The Boys. I don't know if you watched that on Amazon. Yeah. But there was I guess there was comics before that. Did you read the comics before? Did you know about The Boys?
Like The Boys, so The Boys was more of I didn't read the comics. I knew about the comics, but I had never read them before. But I did watch, like when the show came out, I was on it pretty early. I really liked it because I'm into comic books in general. So like the stuff that they do on that show is like it talks about comic book stuff, but like in a more mature lens, and it's also kind of bringing it to like a real world aspect. So before I even like knew really anything about like those comics or the concept, the show got me. So yeah, the comics were there. I've heard they're good or whatever, but me personally, I've never read them.
Okay, I figured I was just wasting some time. Let's go to the next number 6, man. Interlude / attempting contract. Now King EnZee, man, respects the craft of hip hop with substance, fun, and honesty, along with an incredible soundsmith, Jhershey, man. I'm gonna start calling you Jhershey, man. I know it's Jhershey, man.
No, you're not a Hirsch, Jhershey.
I'm sorry, man. I'm comfortable with saying Jhershey, man. I'm sorry, man. You gotta let me pass.
Call me Hirsch.
You gotta let me pass, man. But Jhershey, what's going on with this track, man? Number 6. So it's kind of like
that beat.
Twist to it.
That beat, that was a really fun beat to make because I mean you heard the whole song. Like at the end, I let the sample ride out, and it's a reggae, Like I feel like there's a lot of reggae flips. There's a lot of dope reggae flips in hip hop of all time, but I feel like reggae is the genre, the black genre that gets sampled the least. I feel like it's usually soul, jazz. Okay, that might be a stretch, but like I don't.
Well, I'm gonna say because 90s hip hop, we did a lot of
that's facts. That's facts.
Collaborations, and we try to use some reggae.
That's facts, but I feel like it was.
You mean now, like now?
Yeah, I feel like it was way more soul than jazz, and funk.
No, I agree. Like I would say, like when you listen to most like really like a lot of hip hop. I feel like there are a lot of reggae samples, but it's like there should be more. It's like
that's kind of what it is. Yeah, like, I feel like there could be more. So I want to add to that. I'm like, let me put a dope reggae flip. Let me make a dope reggae flip, and when I made that beat, I thought, this is sick. Like the way I flipped that, and then he glided on that shit. Like
glided. It was on ice skates. Hip hop ice skates.
He like the melody going while he was rapping. I was like, oh no, this is hard.
EnZee, man, let us know, man. Number 6, Interlude, attempting contract, man.
So I mean,
contact. I'm sorry.
This was an interesting song. I mean, like for me, it was kind of like this was actually written pretty close to Journal Entry. Like they were kind of written together. So it's, I mean, like that's kind of why they're next to each other. Like not together, but they're written pretty close to each other. And it's like
okay,
similar to the other one where it's kind of like I was just kind of writing out like a lot of shit that I really wanted to say. But also for that one, I was really kind of testing the limits of where like what I wanted to do like melodically, like where I was maybe gonna push that like next. That was kind of like that was the point of that song. Like the reason it's in the middle, the reason it's the interlude, the reason it has like all those extra voice effects on it, stuff like that, is just because I want that, like the lyrics of that song are like really important to me, and they are like more kind of personal. So I would say like those effects are on my voice specifically so people do listen a little more. And it's like, for that one, that is a pretty personal song. And it's like, I wanted to kind of bridge the gap between what I kind of feel like are two relatively distinct parts of the album. Like, I feel like the first half of the project and the second half are kind of different. Like, I feel like they all mesh together pretty well, like sound wise, but I don't know. I just kind of I took a different approach to both sides, and that was kind of like, I felt like the interview was the perfect bridge between them.
Okay, no, I like that explanation. I mean, there's no wrong answer anyway. I like that, man. Let's go to number 7. I'm worried about SP now. Let's go to number 7. I hit her up. I'm gonna see if she texted me back. Number 7, Old School Z is another one of my favorite tracks that stands out. Just reflects. This whole album is just dope. When I say stand out, I'm just like I might listen to it more than others. That's all. Old School Z, man. When the song ends, man, I bring it back. Rewind, because it's just too short, man. I'm like, King EnZee he's rapping, man, and we need this, you know what I'm saying? So listen, I need these instrumentals, Jhershey. Like, and that's what I was saying here. Like, sometimes I just feel like this album, not just because of the MC and the music, you know, I sometimes I feel like I'm the, when I'm listening to an album, like I'm the MC. I'm not an MC, but I'll be like, yo, I can listen to that music and do a review. I've done it before. Right. You know, I've reviewed producers only before. So like when I hear music like that, I go, oh man, I need that music too. But yo, what's up with the T's, EnZee, man? I was, that was my question at the end. But Jhershey, man, let's talk about Old School Z, that beat.
Word, that beat. It's kind of similar to Titan. It was actually it's very similar to Titan in that it was a sample from an artist that I'm a huge fan of. Even bigger than Titan, actually. I guess it's one of my favorite jazz musicians. But people can figure that out. And then the drum break is an iconic drum break. That's the same drum break from Incarcerated Scarfaces. And my songs have used that break. So I was like, I usually make my own drums. I use like people I know. They give me drum kits. But for that particular sample, because of the sample and a legend, I was like, I want to go with like a legendary break and just make, like, my mentality. I was like, I want to make some shit that's like, this sounds like it could have been on one of the Wu-Tang albums. Like, I'm like, that was kind of my Mobb Deep album. Like, that was like literally my intention. And then when I was done with it, I was like, oh yeah. It was like, oh yeah. And I sent that one to EnZee and again killed it. I was like,
killed it, man. Then it was too short. I'm like, EnZee, I'm like, either the producer sent just that, or EnZee was like, I'm just gonna give him this much. That's it. I'm like, what the hell, man? So what's going on, EnZee, man? What happened?
Yeah, I think that song. Honestly, some of my favorite songs of all time are too short, and I wanted to do what I want. I knew I wanted to do a cutoff at some point, and I just didn't know which one. That one was perfect because there was more to say, but there didn't have to be more to say because one of the points of that song is that I can always do that.
Right.
That's not hard.
That's a fact.
I can always do that. I've always been able to do that. I've never not been able to do that. Matter of fact, that verse I've had for a while. Jay that because I recorded that verse with him.
Yeah.
Like
on another beat.
The first time or the only time we met in person, I recorded that verse with him on a different beat. Yeah. That was kind of in the middle of my slump a little bit, so it wasn't really like it didn't go anywhere. But I knew I wanted to use the verse.
Yeah.
And I like it, man. I mean, like I said, it was I was going crazy, man. I'm like, I'm into it. Then all of a sudden it's like, I'm like, I thought something happened to my phone. I'm like, yo, man, I ain't paid a bill, the title bill. You know what I'm saying? I'm like going bananas on it, man. But real quick, shout out to SP, man. She got a flat tire, man, and she said she's still coming back. So shout out to SP, man. Take your time, girl, man. She's probably fixing it. SP fix it. Probably lifting it up. You know what I'm saying? Real quick. SP the queen, baby. She do it all, man. Let's go to number 8, the Blip bars on bars, man. It's criminal with all these bars, man. Jhershey, man, and King EnZee are so in tune with each other. They gotta be twins or hip hop organic forces, just like that goddamn cover. Great MC and producer combo, man. I can't get enough, man. The Blip, Jhershey, man. What's up with the Blip, man? Oh man, you
so that's a beat. That's another one like the intro where I made that with my synthesizer. Heavily, yeah. I have no shame in ever, name my influences. Like the last track, definitely RZA, Havoc. The Blip was very Virginia, so like Timbaland, Pharrell. I'm like, I want that like that 2005 Neptunes, Missy Elliott type shit. Because like me as a dancer, that's the type of shit that really got me into hip hop. Really, like that's when I was growing up, 2000s, sharing shit like that. Before
you doing the kid and playing all the moves though, you doing all that stuff, man?
All that shit now, but like so. Beats like that. I want to make a beat like that, and like that was a beat where I made it, and I was like, oh, okay, that came out dope. Like I said earlier, sometimes the synthesizer beats don't always hit the way I want them to, but that one was one where I was like, oh, this is nice. And then EnZee chose that beat, like so he had told me I want to use this, and I was like, yo, absolutely. And then just like the interlude, he glided on it. I was like, oh shit, I knew he was gonna kill it, like the way that drums came in, and the way that the synth sounds, like, yeah, that's one of my favorite tracks on the album too.
I was gonna say y'all probably feel each other out. You probably kind of like, do you cater to him now? You know what beat to send them, or EnZee, or you guys on the same page that way, or y'all disagree sometimes?
I think after this project, just because of the way it came out and the reception to it, I think I have a better idea now.
I think we both do.
Yeah, word, yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So EnZee, what's up with that track, man? The Blip, man.
I mean, going back to, this track. Part of why I was saying Jhershey was the perfect producer for this project, for my opening project, is because I was able to kill two birds with one stone with this. I was able to showcase Jhershey's like versatility in production, while also being able to showcase my own versatility on being able to get over these types of beats. I mean, when I first heard this, that was my first thought. I was like, oh, this is a Neptune's beat. Like, this is literally a Neptune's beat. And it's like, but it's not, because, Jhershey, I don't know, like, Jhershey said himself, like, he uses his sound.
He's got his own sound. It don't matter where. It doesn't matter where he takes from. He got his own sound. Like I don't hear what y'all hear or what he hears. I hear
exactly, and it's like
original sounds. I don't know.
You hear the influences, but it's all sounds so authentic to him because of all of the different sounds that he uses. It's like this was the perfect beat for like this section, because I wanted to showcase versatility. Like I wanted to prove that I could rap over different type of beats. Like I wanted to prove I could rap over something more Texas, like on the Smoke joint, and give a more like gliding type beat. And I wanted to prove that. I didn't necessarily need to prove I could rap over I didn't necessarily need to prove I could rap over all of them, but some of them I wanted to prove it. Like especially with a lot, because Jay is one of the more versatile producers that I've heard. It's like he has all different types of shit. So, it's the perfect opportunity to try, like, really test myself and see what is going to sound the best. Because you never know until you try. There were certain songs on this project that I really didn't know if they were going to work until I recorded it and everything was done. And I heard it I even had to hear it, like, multiple times in the flow of the album for me to finally be like, okay, yeah, that does work.
Right. I agree.
Oh, that's dope, man. Yo, let's go to track 9. Hopefully SP will join us soon. Summer Solstice, man. When great music meets great wordsmiths, it's automatic, like static, man. I'm happy, but I want more, man. I'm hearing these songs, man. They get, I start getting into the track, and then it go off. What's going on? These appetizers, man. But but like you said, sometimes it just being short and concise, man. Sometimes that's the track, man, and that's how. An artist might feel. They might say, "Oh, this is only need to talk about I don't know, whatever, so and so Kleenex for 2 minutes." You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about my mom for 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
I never want to push something. Like if I feel like So, like, I could throw on as many words on a verse, like anybody could do that. You can just write, but it's like for me, for every song on here, I had specific intentions, and I wanted to certain songs had more room and then others had less, and that's kind of that's just the process I kind of wanted to take with it. You feel me? But I mean, honestly, like I understand like the request for longer songs because honestly, like I'm with that. Like I'm kind of ready to move into that too. Just not always, but just kind of like it's always good to throw a little bit more on. I mean, especially if there's time for some more sonic stuff like instrumentals and things like that. Like just more stuff to add to the artistry. Like I'm with it. Like I do think it's time.
Yeah, you never force it. I wouldn't want that for any artist. I'm just I'm just being greedy as a fan.
No, 100%. I'm with it.
That's real though. Like, that's definitely something. That's definitely something that I feel like we would both. I feel like it's like almost like a unspoken thing. That's probably what we would do next if we take it to another level.
Yeah.
And even my other bro, shout out A-Wall again. Like we had a project last year. The next one, like we said to each other, like, yo, it should gotta be longer. Like the songs gotta be longer than they were last time. Because like when I make a beat, I usually make it short on purpose because it's a beat.
Okay.
And, I send the rapper the beat, but lately I've been like, okay, let me try to like really have bridges and make stuff longer. Make beats a longer duration. So
it's whatever you feel, man. I think just go with it, man. Like of course you're gonna have the longer beats, man. Like eventually you might be doing those like I was talking about earlier with what MC I was talking about. Black G's from 38 Specials Camp. He just whoever made that beat, I don't know if it was 38 Special, but if you got a song with 50 people on it, like the DJ K Slay beats, shout out to him.
Yeah, word.
It gotta be a dope track, dope music for 50 people to rap for you to keep your attention.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that. So you're gonna have longer tracks, like the 8-minute tracks, like back in the day, the Stevie Wonders and stuff like that. The Gladys Knight tracks that was 10-20 minutes, right? But it sounded like it was 5 minutes.
Right.
It was good music in general, man. Man, do what you gotta do, man. Let's go to number 10, Almighty, man. 10 Almighty. I love this joint too, man. King EnZee raps, and I get lost in the track and brought back with just dope rhymes, man. Loving J Hirsch, is bringing back the classic records and blending it with such respect to the stylistics. You make me feel. That's my joint, man. So J Hirsch, man, what's going on with that track, Almighty, man? Let us know.
I mean, yeah, like you said, that original song is just so crazy, and you feel that. I'm not even sure what instrument that is, to be honest, but you feel it in your heart and soul. You know what I mean? So I was like, at that point, I'm trying to think from just the songs we named. Actually, okay, that's not true, but that was a soul flip. So I told you this, EnZee, I believe, because you said you wanted to rap on that beat. Like that was one of the first beats you told me you wanted to rap on, and I think I told them like, yo, you should like drop some super like introspective shit on this. Like,
I remember that conversation.
I was very glad with the way that one turned out. Like that shit came out. Like that's a lot of people's favorite track. Definitely one of my favorite tracks. I think it's the most. Okay, maybe not the most streamed one, but it's one of the most popular ones on Spotify.
Oh, okay.
Sure. Like a lot of people feel that track. So
people definitely went back to it a lot.
Yeah. That's why I should say they went back to it a lot. It's like climbing up now. I look at my analytics all the time. So
you got to.
Yeah.
It's like an addiction now. You know what I'm saying? So EnZee, what's up with that track, man? What you do with it, man? You murdered it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that is the most personal track on the album. I mean, that's another verse that I've kind of had for a while. I've always known that I wanted to put that on my debut. It was kind of one of those things where I kind of was waiting for the right beat. It's funny how like it actually did take a while for me to finally realize like, oh wait, that one beat that I told Jay I wanted to use since the beginning, that's the perfect one. Like it just all kind of worked. And when I this is how I knew it was perfect, because when I rapped the verse, it was the perfect length. I didn't have to add anything to it. It ended off at the perfect way. Like everything worked out in the way where I was like, oh, this song was meant to be. And I mean, like, I'm speaking on like just stuff with like my personal life on that because for me it's like I'm really open book. Like when people ask me questions, I answer because for me it's like at the very least I want to use my experiences with anything to, at the very least, if somebody else is going through something similar, they can take my experience and maybe use it in their experience. Like that's the most I can hope for. That's all I want. And with this music, I feel like my music is the perfect opportunity to do that. You never know when a message is really going to hit for someone. You never know what somebody's really going to relate to. I mean, for me, when I'm rapping about my dad dying and generational trauma and shit like that happened to me. And it's like, that is what it happens to a lot of people. That happened to a lot of people. And it's like, if it wasn't your dad, it was somebody else. And if it wasn't death, it was something traumatic. And the point is that the message from that song is so much bigger than any like one story or narrative. It's about the feeling that you get when you listen to it and what you take that feeling to do. That's one of my favorite things about art and being an artist is that you can do something and you can put your energy into something and you can take it and you can put it into somebody else's brain and they're going to do whatever they want with it. And you have no control over that. And in a way that's kind of scary, but in another way that's so freeing because you have the power to change lives in small ways. Not the biggest ways. Like, I'm not saying you're going to fucking make somebody become a millionaire or something like that, but you can change somebody's mood or somebody's hour. And that's changing something. And it's like that. And if you can do that in the process, maybe give something that somebody can relate to or understand or just feel seen or heard, like that's fully worth it. To me, that's always worth it.
I'm always impressed, when I'm interviewing people, man. They only say they're 19 or so or whatever age, and then they sound like they Malcolm X or something on the mic. And you're like, yo, how many books have you read since you've been 19? God damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I respect that. I love the conversation.
Thank you.
Let's go to number 11. I know you guys can't stay as long. Last joint, Poet on the Mountaintop. Wicked. The beat is wicked. There are volumes of J Hirsch production, man, that just this project is a huge tease with its length. I can listen to it over and over. Maybe that's why they did it. I was like, did they make it short for that reason? It's short like an EP, but it's more tracks, so it makes it an album. If you go off the record scale and everything, what people do. But yeah, man, let's talk about this track and then get you guys out of here. So hopefully I can ask you a couple more questions, but let's talk about this track and then I can see if I can throw in some more questions real quick.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, quick to speak to that, what you just said about the kind of short songs and the short length. Another thing, I feel like I gotta big up Mad Villainy. EnZee mentioned it earlier. I feel like that album kind of started that because that album's like 22 songs and it's like 40 minutes. Like all the songs.
That album told me it's okay to do.
Yeah, or like all the songs are like a minute and some change on that.
And I know, and like you said, the replayability, that's a big piece of it. To me, this is a very listenable and re-listenable album. Yeah. It's not long. It doesn't take a lot of requirement. It doesn't take a large part of your day. A lot of people have 20 minutes. That was a part of it to me. I was like, I want somebody to feel like they can. And maybe this is wrong to say, but this is a fact. A lot of people are busy in life, and if they see a new artist and it's a 45-minute EP or album, not everybody's going to take the time to listen. But
it's streaming era, Yeah.
The way I thought about it, if it's 20 to me is a sweet spot. Because even if you only have 10 minutes, if you have 10 minutes, you've heard half of my album. In my opinion, if you heard half of my album already, you want to hear the other half. That's like I'm confident.
Exactly. That's facts.
So it's like, I think that part of that, especially today, since like a lot of people, people are distracted more than ever. It's like, I think it's a good length. Like, I mean, but for the artistry purposes, I mean, sometimes the song length, I get it. Like, there's sometimes where I want more, like from artists that I like that drop shorter songs.
Yeah, and with that beat, I'm just go back to the song. Like, that was definitely one of my favorite beats I made on that beat tape that it was on. Like that beat was crazy.
That beat is so crazy. Yeah. I mean, every project is crazy, but
not word, but like yeah, but that beat.
I knew that had.
I'm telling you, like I'll give you like if you. I don't want to do my rating, but I usually do stars, meaning it's a 5 mic song, right? And then I do check marks, meaning it could be a mic, 2 mics, 3 mics, 4 mics, like for the stars. But if I do double stars, that means I usually try to put it in, single of the month or those that stick out. And I probably did 1, 2. I probably did the double star probably three times on certain songs. I don't really want to show you, but everything else is pretty much starred and something else. I don't want to tell you my rating, but I'm just trying not to give it away. But you know what I'm saying. But it's just a quality great album. It's saying something if I'm starring it the way I'm starring it, and even though it's short and sweet, man. I guess, man.
Word, yeah.
EnZee, I mean, I'm not sure how long you have. Are you getting out of here in about 10 minutes as well?
Yeah. I'm probably gonna hop off around then too. But we got time for a couple more questions for sure.
Okay, just real quick then. All right, let me just I'll start with J Jhershey question real quick. What's your favorite to do? EPs or albums?
You mean like just like as me as a producer, like when I'm
working just you as a producer, you doing it. You got it. Like somebody said, "Yo, I'm gonna do an EP. I'm gonna do an album." Like, what do you
honestly, ever since I started like releasing beat tapes, which I kind of changed my language with that. I have no problem saying beat tape, and I have no problem if someone calls my album a beat tape, but I use the word instrumental project. But every time I try to make something that's short, like if I'm like it's gonna be 9 songs, that should end up being like 15 songs. Like it's always like all my beat tapes are like 11 plus songs, basically. So my first 2 was like 20 songs each, and I was like, I gotta cut this down. But there's really, I was just telling my friend this, like he wants to put out beat tapes, like there's really no rules to it, like Dilla taught me that, there's no rules to it.
No, it's no rules to it. King, man. We got to explain the album cover, man. What about any and who's the other artists on the other projects, man? On your various other projects that you've done in the past. I went back and I like looking at the art of your album covers as well.
Oh, the other album covers. So actually, those other album covers, they're from my homie named
like Joel. Journal entry. Journal entry. You told me is on SoundCloud, but yeah, I'm trying to remember the album covers. I wrote them down somewhere, but it got to be somewhere. I got to find them.
The Forest River Part 1.
Yeah,
that one is my boy Joel from around here, and he is a great artist, but unfortunately he just doesn't do much art anymore. I try to get him to do more, but he did that one for me. That cover is that EP was a little bit more like. That cover is the cement slide. That's the cement slide that's in Forest River Park, which is the big park in Salem that everybody knows about. And it's just a cement slide. They got cardboard on there, and you ride down the cardboard of the cement. And kids got hurt all the time. They never shut it down.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
It's crazy. I don't know. I just with it. Like I knew I wanted to do something with it. Like it was hilarious. Like I always knew it was funny as shit. Like I was young as hell, like doing it. Like this is dumb. Why do they let us do this?
Yeah, I'm a cement slide. That's wild.
Yeah. Who produced How I Feel, that single? Because that's a single I was really feeling that. Was that you, Jhershey?
Nah, that was Lethal Needle.
Yeah, that was a YouTube beat. That was actually from a pretty popular YouTube beat. I'm not gonna front.
What was his name? Lethal Needle or some shit?
Yeah.
That shit is hard. Shout out to him.
It was a hard record, man. I like this. I was standing. I was like, is this him or not?
That was me.
You went off on Forest River Park. That's the EP I was talking about. Who did the production on there? And explain Ralphie's story, please.
Okay, so Cement Slab was Jay. That was his beat on there. Velo and Shorts, the second one was Tech Beats, who is a fucking amazing producer.
Shout out Tech.
One of the illest underground producers. I'm very happy I was able to get a beat from him. The third beat on there, King Freestyle, that's from Fortez, who's another dope producer.
Very crazy credits.
A lot of dope names like Jadakiss and people like that. He bugged out, and he was super helpful to me as a young artist, like just starting out. He great dude. So shout out Fortez, and that beat is fire. And then the last one, Ralphie's story, that would be The Artivist. who is a super dope underground producer. He wrote one of my favorite underground hip hop projects, Joy Rome Street.
Rome. I love Rome Streets.
Facts.
And so Artivist is again another just a super dope dude, genuine dude, a super ill underground producer. And that beat, I grabbed that from him specifically because I knew I wanted to tell a storytelling song. I had the concept for the song in mind, which was, well, I mean, it could have been anybody, so I chose just a name. Honestly, I chose Ralphie because it fit the beginning scheme, which is all I needed. I could have been any name, but the story is, at the time I was dealing with, not me personally at the time. I had experience in the past, but I was dealing with drug addiction and people close to me that were dealing with that. And that song was very much bred out of that. And it, in a way, it was a warning to some people around me. I'm not I do drugs, bro. I'm wearing this Dare shirt, but I wear it as a joke.
You're smoking a weed and you got the Dare shirt on.
Yeah, but it's there is a certain level, you know what I mean? When there's a certain level, everybody here has seen it. There's a certain level people will take themselves where it's no longer fun. It's no longer recreational. It's nothing like that. It's dangerous and people can get hurt. And I was around people that were really living that lifestyle. And I had experiences with that song. It was very important to get that off my phone. It's not a specific story. It's just a story that I wanted to tell that could happen to anybody. It has, matter of fact, it didn't happen to anybody specifically, but in another way, it happened to it happened to so many different people. Thanks. So it's that's another example of what I was talking about earlier, just making songs that might resonate with somebody, just not being vulnerable. Being vulnerable, because there's no room for pride and entertainment. That's a quote. I'm not exactly sure where I heard that from. I just want to make it clear. That's not my quote, but there's no room for pride and entertainment, as in you need to be free. You need to allow yourself to be vulnerable on track. You need to allow yourself to reach inside yourself and get the best art. That's the only way that you can really make something fulfilling. That's my opinion.
100% right. I'm gonna get you out of here with 2 fun questions. These are for both of y'all, and I'm gonna send Jay Hirsch. I had a couple more questions for you later, and you can maybe answer them in the comments. But sure. There's an artist called Your Old Drew. We got a song called 50K or Brunch. Which are you picking if the brunch was with anyone of your liking?
Money.
You're picking the money?
Yeah.
There's not a single person. Maybe Jesus. If you can get me a meeting with somebody who is important enough to make me rich just off of contact, sure.
A genie or something, right?
That 50K is gonna do a lot for me.
Yeah. Just give me the money.
Yeah, the artist Your Old Drew. Go check him out. He accepted the money too. He took the money. But the last question, get you guys out of here, man. Thanks again for coming on the show, man. Pick anyone to narrate your life. Anybody with a dope voice to narrate your life. Who would it be?
They dead or alive?
Dead or alive. Could be anybody. Could
probably choose Stan Lee.
Stan Lee.
That's just the first person that popped in my head. Or Nas. Probably Nas.
That's hilarious. That's funny. I was gonna say Ghost or Raekwon.
Ghost.
That's
Ghost would be lit too, bro. Ghost would be lit too.
That's dope, man.
Shit. Or George Clinton. Shit.
Oh, George Clinton's a good one. Yeah. George Clinton's a good one, man.
All
right, man. I gotta get you guys out of here, man. This is the ThhC podcast, man. Episode 96. King EnZee and Jhershey. Y'all got.
Well, hold on.
SP's back.
I'm so sorry.
What you doing?
Flat tire. I'm just. Are you all right?
Yeah,
it's just, first of all, car companies, give us a real fucking jack.
Oh man.
That little twisty shit is for the bird.
Yeah, that shit sucks. I know about that.
Give us a real damn jack.
You gotta get the ear joint. You gotta get the ear joint.
I gotta get the pump.
just one question, especially for both of y'all, because I remember when both of y'all started. At least when I met y'all, when I seen your stuff on Twitter, you were 17, EnZee. From that point to where you are right now, what have you done to apply yourself and improve your art?
Honestly, other than just growing, because there's nothing like just living and experiencing, especially when it comes to writing and art. Like, I'm a very different person than I was at 17, and I'm a very different person monthly. And I learn so much every day. Like, and that's just the way that I kind of go about things. But one thing that I specifically wanted to focus on when I was making this project and like improving my art was there were no throwaway bars. I wasn't writing any throwaway lines. Every line had a purpose. There was always a reason for it, whether it was like some type of lyrical thing, like whether it was a double entendre or wordplay or something like that, or it was what I really wanted to say. I thought it sounded right. It felt right. Like, that was the difference. I wasn't just writing a verse. Like, there's a difference between kind of just writing your verses and really sitting down and making a song. And that's what I was focusing on. I wanted to really make songs. It doesn't necessarily mean they got hooks and they're the most structured thing in the world. I wanted to make shit that I felt was really good, standing alone, sitting next to something, like all that. And I didn't want anything to feel out of place or lazy, anything like that. I don't want anything to feel like I wanted everything to feel right, and that's what I was missing. Because originally, when I was younger and releasing music, I just released everything, and I just kind of hoped that it would work. And that's not what I do anymore. Like, now I have a lot more quality control behind like my urge to release. You know what I mean? Like, I'll make sure that everything that I put out now is what I really want to put out. I make sure it's right. I make sure it's really like the best quality. And honestly, I think that's the biggest difference that I've made personally.
I think another big difference is you're actually promoting.
Right.
You were so hard. It was so hard for you to promote yourself.
It was hard. It's always hard. I would think, like, for most new artists starting, especially young, it's hard because you're thrown into this. All you want to do is make music. You just want to be an artist, and it's like you're thrown into this world of like business and marketing yourself and like all this. It's like you don't really understand. But another thing is I went to school. Like, I've been in business classes and stuff, so I guess I've kind of been thinking more minded like in that aspect. I don't know if that's helped too, but I don't know. Just a lot has been going on. So yeah, but you're absolutely right. I feel like, thank you for noticing that. Because, it's true. I was bad at promo, and I'm still not the best at promo. I still need to get better. It's still something I need to improve on, but I hope I get better at it, like, as the time passes.
We'll promote for you, man. We'll promote for you.
And one last question. This one's for Jhershey.
Word, what's up?
You really never had a problem promoting. I would see your feeds pop up everywhere. But now you seem to be more focused and or more tactical.
Yeah.
What promoted that change in you to actually become more tactical in the way that you promote your music?
Honestly, like EnZee said, I also went to school. I was a business minor. I don't know if minor really means anything, but I took some business classes. So, yeah, in my head, like, as I kept making beats, I just wanted to get better at marketing. I wanted, just to see how far I could take it. It kind of goes deeper than just music. I honestly want to get into like just more entrepreneur shit, but just being tactical with the beats, I was like, I just had to, like, I'm from New York, so there's a lot of people around me, like, their promo game is crazy. Like, there's producers that got their names on lighters and they got grinders and stuff. So I'm just like, damn, I need to step my game up.
Let's go, baby.
I'm still trying to get there, you know what I mean? But I definitely do. I am tactical, I'm trying to be more tactical. But
Yeah, a
I'm
little
glad,
at a time,
I'm glad
man.
that you said that because
A little at a time, a little at a
I know
time,
I'm
man.
doing
Step
something
up.
right.
Yeah, step up the game, baby. Step up your game, baby.
Yeah, I
every
noticed.
day.
I noticed. Even when y'all don't think I'm paying attention to what you're doing because I really enjoy your music, and I wanted.
Appreciate that.
I told EnZee when I first met him that I was going to be a fan and I was going to watch him grow. So I hope I'm keeping to that promise.
Word. Appreciate that.
Thank you so much, both of you. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
for
thank
having
you
me
for
on.
having us
This
on
is the
here.
time to promote.
Thank you so much for supporting, and been supporting. You've been supportive since the beginning, since I first started dropping. So thank you. And this show is dope. Y'all run a dope show.
Appreciate it.
I mean, this was great. I had a great time.
Yeah.
Promote, man. What y'all got? Y'all got, promote this, and then you got something else in the cut? What's going on?
Of course. If anyone's watching and you haven't heard JEnZee yet, what are you doing? You need to go put that on. If you like instrumental music, listen to De La Jota. That's my new project. A lot of dance grooves. It was like a really summer album. And then I'm gonna give a shout out to my mans again. AWOL the Mind Rider. We have a project as well. Sega AM2. We got another project coming out very soon. I would love to come back to the show if you guys are down for that.
Yeah.
We'll put that out. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Check out my mans. Word.
Stream JEnZee, bro. Go
Facts.
Facts.
That's a fact.
Go share it. Share with your mom, your aunt, your uncle, your grandmother, your grandfather, your friend, your neighbor, your third cousin, second cousin once removed.
Your enemies,
your coworker, your boss.
Yeah, you definitely get enemies, man.
Enemies too. Don't forget the enemies, man. The haters. You gotta share with the haters.
Everybody, you feel me? Everybody can listen. JEnZee is for the kids. It's for the children. It's for the
really
working families. It's for everybody. You feel me? It's for everybody.
Yeah.
So you just gotta go, man.
Again, man, thanks a lot for coming on the show. I know we overstepped our welcome, man, with you guys, and took more of your time. But please, you're welcome to the show anytime. King EnZee, man, J Hirsch, man, appreciate it. Thanks a lot, man.
Word. Thank you for having us. Have a good night.
Good night.
Peace out, EnZee.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you, SP.
Peace out.
Good night.
Have a good night, guys. Have a good one.
Peace.
All right. Peace. SP.
I am sweaty as shit.
I figured we're still live. You can go off if you want, but I wanted to give you an opportunity. Do you want to talk about the album? I know the artist had to leave early.
It's just a dope album. I'm glad. I was listening, but I didn't want to turn my mic on because it was trucks and shit flying by. So I didn't want to mess up the sound quality of the recording.
No, don't worry about it.
The album is dope. I think King EnZee has come a long way. Like I said, he was 17 when he stepped into the ring for a battle rap with somebody who had way more experience than he did, and he held his own, which is why I've been following him ever since, just to see what he was going to do. And he's dropped songs, but this was the first full project, and it was dope.
Now it's dope because I could feel the battle rap in him before I knew he was a battle rapper. If that makes sense. Because he seemed hungry. I'm like, damn, this dude's killing this track. What's going on with this dude? You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking so I felt that, and then when I started researching, I saw that he battle rap before. I'm like, I'm like, damn, when did he battle rap at 10? Like that, because he's so young, and but I appreciate the MCing, and I appreciate J Hirsch with the sounds. I appreciate good producers that actually care about their craft, and both of these artists, they do. So
yeah, when I first heard J Hershey's beat, he was dropping them, it'd be a conversation, and he just dropped his beat in the conversation. So I started listening to him, and I just noticed how focused he has become and how much he's progressed, even in the way he makes his beats. So the collaboration with them together was fire. And I'm glad that we were able to give them some shine because I think they're gonna go far.
Man, I'm sorry you missed the whole thing though. I'm like, I was feeling guilty that I'm like, yo, these are her artists that she introduced me to. And
You did great.
I'm like, man, she coming back on.
I didn't want to mess up the recording
I appreciate it, man.
I was on the side of the freeway.
You got anything else to say before we get out of here?
No, just go check out their music.
You got some new Powaful IMPAK stuff.
Well, tomorrow we're going to have a live. It's just going to be a hot topic conversation. You know, y'all come join us. We just shooting the shit, and next week we're dropping 7 to Panther.
Oh, I think you teased us with it, right? Then you just give us a 30-minute clip or some of it.
I think it was like 10 minutes.
10-minute clip? Okay, yeah, I know.
Yeah, the 30-minute song, the 30-minute interview was. Oh, go check out that interview.
Was that Either Man Assassin?
No, this one was. Damn, my brain just went on pause.
Don't worry about it. Go check out the Powaful IMPAK. That's all they need to know.
Yeah, just go check out Powaful IMPAK.
You gotta remind me to put the link. I always forget to put the link in the description. But all right, guys.
Nothing can throw your mind off quicker than having to get on the side of the road with traffic and change your tire.
Shout out to changing your tire on your own. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the ladies changing tires out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting out of here, man. It's Marquis and SP. Severely Yours, man. I'm out of here. ThhC Podcast, man. Episode 96. King EnZee, Jhershey. I can't call him Jhershey. It just is not gonna go with my spirit. But Jhershey is dope. JEnZee album review and interview with SP. We getting out of here. We out, man. Peace and blessings. Love over hate, man.